If you're new to retail media or know someone who is, this episode is for you. Starting out in this space can feel like stepping onto a treadmill that's already running at full speed. But don't worry, I've assembled some advice from seasoned retail media pros to help find your footing. This is one of our call-in episodes where I call up some of my retail media buds to share the habits and mindsets that lead to real success in their retail media career. Because as one leader put it so eloquently in today's episode, tomorrow has never happened before. Let's dive in. Good morning and welcome to the Retail Media Breakfast Club. I'm your host, Kiri Masters, and every weekday at 6 a.m. Eastern, I bring you candid and real discussions in the world of retail media and marketplaces in just 10 minutes. So bring your own cup of coffee and we'll get smarter about retail media together. Now let's hear from Scott Oshman, VP Digital Commerce at the agency Quickfire and host of the Always Off Brand podcast.
Understand digital advertising rules and regulations. Understand how digital advertising works, the principles of it, the spend versus return, profitability versus going for sales. Learn how impressions work, how clicks work. Learn the basic fundamentals of what the journey of digital advertising is and how it actually fundamentally works. And that will serve you very well no matter what platform, no matter where you work, no matter how you're trying to advertise or serve marketing.
And where can people begin that learning journey?
I don't know. Call me.
My rate's $200 an hour.
Yeah, I'm sure there's YouTubes. I'm sure there's all kinds of resources on the LinkedIn. There's probably a lot of places. Just you want to understand the digital math. So there's digital advertising math. You can take impressions, then clicks, then click-through percentage. All of these things are very important for you to understand because it's true. The concept of retail media is true across all platforms. If you understand that, you can work in any space, in my opinion.
Now let's hear from Ben Galvin, Senior Director of Omnichannel, Retail Sales, and E-commerce at Monster Energy.
Yeah, the advice that I give to people entering the retail industry is the one that I kind of took myself and really learned. It's understanding the ecosystem's complexity. So just like any type of industry that you get into, it's understanding what goes around in it and what makes it tick. So in my opinion, it's not about running ads. It's about connecting dots between inventory, pricing, the shopper insights, and channel strategies. Learn to think beyond impressions and clicks and focus on that true business impact. It's really important as you kind of get into the retail media industry and really tying in all of the aspects of the brand side of the business or the supplier side of the business that we deal with every day. Again, inventory, pricing, shopper. This is all part of the retail media industry. And ultimately, we can't make that go unless we're in stock, unless we have the consumer insights to put the right product in front of the right person. If we don't have the right price at the right time at the right retailer, all those go into it. And you can't ultimately understand what you're doing from a retail media standpoint, whether it's bidding or it's a DSP, if you don't understand the operation side of the business coming up that ultimately brings it to a fruition.
Now let's hear from Darren Silverman, SVP of Digital Commerce and Media at Petmate.
My advice to someone new in retail media is learn and understand the broad group of networks that are available. Even if you're, maybe hired and so many people start as an Amazon ads manager, for example, and that's a great place to start. Don't get siloed into only knowing Amazon. Do personal research, learn about Instacart, learn about Kroger, learn about Walmart Connect and any other platform that's out there, just so you have working knowledge, because you never know when that opportunity to expand your responsibility in that retail media space may come about. And if you don't want to be painted as only knowing this one product.
Now let's hear from Ash McMullen, Head of E-commerce at Advantis Health.
Be curious and flexible. So things that happen tomorrow have never happened before, and half of any job in this industry is problem solving and crisis management. And this is not a place where you look at a RACI chart and think like, oh, that doesn't fall under my scope. It's literally anything can be in your scope. So talk to whoever you need to figure out how to solve the issue at hand and like move on to the next task without skipping a beat.
Oh my gosh, this is like the perfect tagline for the whole podcast. Tomorrow has never happened before. I love it.
Yeah, just figure it out by any means possible. Just keep going.
I mean, that really is what I'm trying to do with this, is like just have for people to feel less alone with all of the newness and the change and everything.
Yeah. I tell my specialists, like, if there's a problem, we don't need to sound the alarms because it's par for the course. Like, if we haven't solved it in 24 hours, then we can like come up with contingency plans and start like sharing with management. But typically you can figure it out and keep moving, and you don't have to like alarm anyone.
Yeah, there's always going to be one alarm going off. Now let's hear from AJ Patel, SVP of Global Growth at UBeauty.
For new people entering the retail media industry is always look at the full funnel. Don't always pay attention to the bottom line metrics. They're not always telling the full story. It's always important to look at your brand lift, because over time, you're going to figure out that will benefit you in periods when you're driving high conversion. An example would be to look at your rolling reach on a consistent basis, whether that be, quarterly or monthly, because without reach, you're going to struggle to drive conversion. So just making sure that you're paying attention to that full funnel is super important.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think there's a lot of focus on bottom of funnel, especially from people coming into the space.
Yeah.
Well, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Retail Media Breakfast Club. We meet here every day at 6 a.m. Eastern. So be sure to subscribe and get your daily dose of insights, trends, and hot takes in the world of retail media and marketplaces.